Gimbals are devices which help you to shoot perfectly stable footage. And in the last couple of years, they have become much more affordable. I present you the cheapest 3-axis gimbal of 2018, the Funsnap Capture. We're starting with one of the most common scenarios when you're using a smartphone with a gimbal for vlogging, and that has numerous opportunities and advantages. Well, yes, many smartphones do support image stabilization, sometimes EIS, electronic image stabilization, sometimes OIS, optical image stabilization, but it also might not be available, or it might not be available for the highest possible rates. Right now I'm having the OnePlus 6 doing the recording. 4K, 60 frames per second, and guess what? No EIS available. So this is where a gimbal would kick in, giving you the chance to record with perfectly stable footage, even if your body is in motion. I told you the device is very budget-friendly, and it really is. The price is around, and sometimes even slightly under $70 US, and you can get this gimbal from many online stores. There was a bit of involvement from Xiaomi for helping Funsnap to raise funds for more massive production, and I truly hope to see more products from the company coming sooner or later. They already have a wonderful drone with excellent camera, and if you haven't seen the review, take your time and spend a few minutes with it after you get to know the Capture gimbal. The unboxing is a pleasant process with Funsnap products. The retail box is full of protective foam, and this guarantees safe shipping. In the box, besides the user guide, of course there's the gimbal, a counterweight, USB charging cable, and the battery. Additionally, there is the carrying back. I wish it was a hard case, but given the solid construction of the gimbal, it should be good like that as well. At first sight, the quality seems to be good. The mechanisms are made of metal construction, while the handle is based on plastic with rubberized coverage for better grip. This makes the construction very reliable, but also keeps it lightweight. Because of the affordable price, the Capture offers only the most basic commands and functions, which you can execute via the power button and the joystick. Thumbs up for the battery solution. The 2600 mAh battery should allow up to 8 hours of operation and is replaceable. It is of type 18650, which is perhaps the most commonly used type of lithium-ion batteries, and you can easily get spares and use the gimbal for as long as you wish. Let's talk about the operation and capabilities. Before the first use, make sure the battery is fully charged and make sure the device you will use is well balanced. Recommendation is to avoid any cases and covers. However, I used my phone inside its case and it was perfectly fine. You will have to decide whether to use the counterweight or not. It's simple. If you're attaching a larger smartphone, you need the counterweight. For small phones or action cameras, no additional weight is needed. Just notice which of both situations feels better leveled when the gimbal is powered off. To power it on, simply press the power button for a couple of seconds and it will automatically adjust the level and you can immediately start shooting. And the results can be quite amazing, especially if you take your time and get used to shooting with a gimbal. You will notice that your footage is perfectly stable and is going to get better and better the more you try. This usually results into more cinematic recordings, and even a person with untrained eye will notice the positive difference. There are 3 main shooting modes. The default one, it will balance and smoothen your movements in any direction. You can use the so-called fixed mode via a short press of the power button, locking the phone to point to a desired direction, no matter of your hand movements. If you press 2 times, you're going into yaw and pitch follow mode, and the 3-time click will enable the vertical shooting mode. For this one, you will have to help the gimbal by tilting your hand by 45 degrees. The button on the other side is in the same time your LED identification and is used for Bluetooth connection and commands. You can start shooting your video by pressing it if you have a smartphone attached. There was something bugging me in the first day until I sat down to read the manual. When I was yawing, there was a difference from the balance angle. Well, if that's the case, or you feel the pitch angle is disturbed, or the yaw lock mode is not working fine, you have to calibrate the gimbal. Could be very helpful, especially after long transportation, and the calibration process is super easy. Power the gimbal on, press the power button 7 times, level it on a flat surface, and you're going to hear the magic beep within 10 seconds, and you're all set. To the remaining benefits, I'd count the smartphone app. Well, this is an area where Funsnap have some more work to do. I was hoping to get control of the gimbal responsiveness, like slowing it down or applying some additional fine-tuning of any of the directions. Turns out that the app is mostly focused on the shooting aspect. A great advantage of the gimbal is the ability to mount on a tripod, and combined with the follow me function, you will be able to track and shoot a person that is moving. For example, a presenter on a stage. The algorithm works solidly. It recognizes your face and simply tracks you if you move in some direction. Similar follow functions are of course supported by many other gimbals. Most of them are of course much more expensive. A quick summary. I'll start with the negatives. No option to pan at 360 degrees. In fact, none of the directions allow for a full circle. Pitching is 120 degrees, rolling is from -35 to +35 degrees, and yawing is 320. For non-professional usage, this is quite enough though. And the app could offer some more features, and hopefully there will be more updates coming soon. I think the positives are quite many. Super easy operation, solid construction, well-designed claw mechanism, replaceable long-lasting battery, support for action cameras, a carrying pouch, and all that is brought at a price of around $70. It is not the perfect gimbal, but a very good choice if you want to count on decent stabilization, and the motors are apparently very quiet. Almost no vibrations are being recorded during operation. So, how do you like it? I'm still a big fan of the Smooth Q gimbal, but since it is no longer in production, this one can be a good alternative. I'd love to carry on the conversation with you in the comments below the video. Make sure to check the other cool Funsnap piece of tech, the IDO drone. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around.